Where do you go when life is hard? What happens when there's a jerk in charge? How do you cope when problems are too large? You find your own crew. You keep pushing through. You find that there is more than just you. At the Inclusion Effect. The Inclusion Effect. Welcome to the Inclusion Effect.
Hello and welcome to the Inclusion Effect. I'm Anna and I'm here to talk with guests and with all of you about disability advocacy, inclusion, and the ups and downs of navigating a world that isn't always built for the disability community. Today's guest here with me is Jaycie. Welcome, Jaycie.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So Jaycie's been on the podcast before, but she just got back from the Dear Mom conference and we wanted to chit chat about it.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
It was incredible. So for me, Laguna Beach is like a stone's throw away. It is about an hour and a half without traffic. So I drove down early Saturday morning. I got there and it's over 500 people, 500 moms, and some people with Down syndrome. So like Madison Tevlin was there.
Love her.
Nate, the 21 Pineapples CEO, was there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm blanking. Audrey and Jeremy from Audrey and Jeremy's podcast, they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I forget if she was Miss Idaho. I don't know.
Her last name is like Kolmansky.
Yeah, she was
oh
there.
my gosh, I'm forgetting her name. I followed her for years and years. Not Idaho. It's somewhere on the East Coast, I think.
Is it Iowa?
Or like the Midwest.
I don't know.
Maybe
but
Iowa or something. Yes, I totally know who you mean.
Miss Teen USA. She, she's very done up. She's gorgeous.
Yes.
And then Lauren Potter from Glee was there. I actually sat with Lauren and her mom last year at the same table. So I got to see her and say hi to her mom again. Her mom's name is Robin. But there were so many people there. Like Huddy Buddy's mom, Melanie Drew Bay. I want to get that correct because I can't do the R's. See, tongue twister. Melanie Drew Bay. Because her son is
lots of amazing people in the Down syndrome space.
So many. And like the amount of fangirling is insane. Like, oh my God, that's her. I know who that. So I had to. Thankfully, this has been my third time, so I kind of had less of a starstruck effect and more of a like connecting, and it really sank in instead of like my first year. Gosh, I was like, oh my God, and then also every single speech and every Dear Mom. So okay, I got to backtrack.
Yeah, let's back up. So Dear Mom is a retreat for parents of children with, or for moms, I mean, it's called Dear Mom, of children with Down syndrome specifically.
Specifically, that was what it was founded on. Amy Amaradio is the CEO and founder of all this, and she basically based this on, Dear Mom, you're going to be okay. And that was and I'm not even kidding you. I'm getting chills just even thinking about it, because the whole premise is, as you know, as everybody in the Down syndrome community is aware, it's a shock. You don't know what you don't know until you're in it, until you know it, till it affects you. And so when she started this, she wanted to reach out to other moms and to the moms who had kids that are older than her. So Amy Amaradio's kid with Down syndrome is 11 or 12?
Older, for sure, yeah.
Like preteen-ish, teen area. Mm-hmm. And so there were other mothers who have come before her, kind of like Lauren Potter's mom. Lauren Potter, I think, is 35 now. So, they're like the trailblazers. And she wanted to reach out and get all these people's stories together so that new moms like you and me that have, brand new babies aren't in whatever thought process or jail of their mind that they were in when they had their diagnosis. So it was, I don't know how many years ago she started it, but I've gone now 3 times, and every single time, this is what I've been at before, every single time, every single speaker, something makes me cry, because it's like, it's so raw and it's so real and it's so relatable, even though, like I said, we all have fingerprints, but they're different prints, they're different like ways and forms. You and I have the same story, but we have variations of the same story. And that is what is so awesome about witnessing it in Dear Mom, is because of everybody in that room, of everybody there. I think there were like 50 tables, maybe 60, and it's like 10 deep. It's packed. And it is so beautiful in the fact that we all have one similar connection. It makes you feel like you're not alone. It makes you feel like there are other people who have gone through the exact same thing that you have. And I unfortunately don't have the ability to go to an NDSS or DSDN convention, because it is so far for me. But like, and we don't have any out here in LA. But like, this one really hit home. And the best part is Regional Center pays for it.
That is amazing. Yes. So Jaycie and I had been talking about it. I'm up here in Oregon, maybe 15 hours away, which really isn't that crazy. And I had really been hoping to go this year to Dear Mom. I have not been yet, but it was the day after my last final of nursing school this term. So there was just no way I could make it happen.
Which makes sense. Like, so much, honestly, like I've said before, I don't know how you do it.
Just sheer luck. I don't know. But yeah, so it is my dream to go, my absolute dream. I want to go to Dear Mom, and then also the NDSS convention over in DC. I also want to go there. I have been to the DSD and the Down Syndrome Diagnosis Network retreat every year. I don't think I'm going to be able to go this year, which really stinks. But I know when I come back from that every year with about 500 other moms, and it's like a weekend getaway and retreat with speakers as well, and just community, I feel my cup is so full. I have goosebumps like you're talking about. I cry a bunch the whole weekend. It's just an amazing experience, because as disability parents in our day-to-day life, we're surrounded by people that don't get it. And we can say something, and our friends are wonderful. We might even have some friends who are also disability parents, but we say something and it's not received the same as it would be if I was talking to you. Yes, it's just different. We are just walking a different path, and that's just the fact, and that's okay. And our friends mean well, and they are our family or whoever. They mean well and they're well intentioned, but they aren't living our life. And so when we go, I have goosebumps just like thinking about it. Like when we go and we're surrounded by this community of people who either are a little bit earlier on in the journey than us, or years and years on with children that are my ages in their 30s who have Down syndrome. Like, it's amazing, and they get what we are doing, and they've been on maybe not the exact same path, but such a similar path. They're not going to look at us crazy when we talk about how we cried because our child took a step up a ladder, or like which is something Addie did recently, or like when Addie said Peppa Pig the other day, and Jack said,
my gosh,
Jack said SpongeBob. Like, our kids are just little cartoon lovers. Like, when we're celebrating these milestones that might seem really small for the other parents of 3 and 4-year-olds, and we're like, no, this is a huge moment. We're just surrounded by people who get it.
We've been working on this in PT.
Yes, all the therapy, all the hours, all the everything. Yes. So it's just truly, if you have the opportunity to go and be surrounded by community, I highly recommend it. It's life-changing. I even got my husband to go to one of the DSD and Dad's retreats. He hasn't been back since. He would like to, but it was different. It's different, than the moms. But even that, and he's an introvert. He is not a chatter like me.
Well, how did you do then? How do you like it?
He did great. Surprisingly, he was like the youngest dad there, which, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of younger moms. We're in our early 30s. We're not, super young parents or anything. So that surprised me. But And it's way smaller. There's only about 50 dads. But
Okay.
still, he had a great time. He's still friends with a bunch of them on Facebook 2 years later. You know, he loved it. So I think that everybody who has a chance to go and be surrounded by community for a day, a weekend, whatever it is, do it for sure. It's so amazing. Your cup will be so full afterwards. I don't know how else to say it.
So it recharges. I posted a video, like a montage and like the takeaways from it. And it recharges like your whole purpose. It reminds you that, okay, if they can do it, so can I. If she can do it, okay. Like it motivates you and it makes you feel so empowered.
Yes, 100%. Why don't you walk us through what the day was like? Just start to finish, walk us through the day.
So finding parking, walking over to, so it's at the,
it's in Laguna Beach, right?
It's in Laguna Beach. It's off Laguna Canyon. And so it's
busy.
I forget how it's worded. It's the Laguna Arts. It's the Laguna Beach Arts and Pageant of the Masters. That's the venue. So it's beautiful. It's an outdoor like concert venue, and it is.
I haven't been there.
They have this grand stage to the right. So as you walk in, you check in, you tell them your name, you get a name tag, and the last 2 years they've put our kids' faces on a button that you can wear, kind of like a Disneyland button.
Yeah, they do that at DSCN also. I love it.
Yeah, it's a really, really good idea because then you are meeting the other mom, but then you're like,
and you immediately,
like, oh my gosh, and you like immediately it bonds you too, because then you're like able to talk about your kid and how old they are, or like what they're going through, and it's a topic of conversation instead of like an icebreaker. That's your icebreaker. Like, so they have booths, they've got jewelry, they've got all kinds of stuff.
Amorcita was there, which is one of my favorite clothing brands for like Down syndrome awareness.
Nice. There were so many different things that I just could not. It's like with the ADHD, like I just couldn't stay in one focus. But Undivided was there. They have a booth. That's how I learned about them. There was Twain and Abel. She throws pottery, and there was one with the chevrons, and then they had keychains, and it was like the Cool Moms Club with the chevrons. It was really sweet.
I love that.
They had Olivia. I think you said Olivia, but then Grace and then Nate teamed up. So all of Olivia's designs are Grace's designs.
Oh, how cool. Okay. And that's Candidly Kind. Is there like
not Candidly Kind. Grace Place Art.
Not Grace. I'm sorry. Who?
Yeah, the other Grace.
Oh, I can picture her Instagram.
Grace Place Art. You know what? Give me a second.
Yes. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think that's what her Instagram is. I know exactly who you mean. Let's see. Do we have it on here?
Have treats. So here is Twain and Abel's little necklace. You could add a charm to it. She just, she puts beads on the strands. I absolutely adored her. She was so spunky and fun. So she puts like little... That's backward. She puts the little chevron. This is actual like clay and like thrown, and then
oh my gosh,
these are Grace Place Art Designs by Olivia.
Yes, okay. Oh, so amazing! Oh my gosh,
got this little tote bag at the Dear Mom price of $20. They actually are doing the whole thing now because they got so many questions, so many DMs. They're offering it now online. So if you pre-order, as shameless plug, if you pre-order, I got the same design. I love that teal color. It's beautiful. Last year they had magenta. So they do that every year for Dear Mom, and they do like a 10% back to Dear Mom. So it's
love that. Okay, yeah.
So they have booths. You walk in, booths are on the left. On the right-hand side are tables, and then they gave us these little things with like notes and journaling for the day because there are breakout sessions. So at first they give you breakfast. They have like a walk-through buffet thing where they have breakfast for you. You sit down at your table, you meet other moms, you see other kids, And then you hear a couple of speeches about like what it is that they're wanting to convey as far as like theme wise. They're wanting to read Dear Mom letters. So we had a Dear Mom letter by Taylor Wheeler. She was there, the House of Wheeler. Then we had our first breakout session. Yeah, she was great. And she was young too. She was 23.
Yeah, she was really young. They're the ones that got married when they were like 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
19 or 20. I followed them for a really long time too. I just sometimes get confused by which person we're talking about. But yes, yeah. And their oldest child is the one that has Down syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we had our first breakout session. So there are two like mini sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. The first one, they have a choice of 4. And then mine, I went to Kate Milligan, the One Girl Revolution. She was talking about how to like own your story and how to like journal prompting that she had said. So let me pull to my notes. She had said in her breakout session that I can find it. One Girl Revolution. So prompts. This is just like a writing prompt or a journaling prompt to get through like self-care. I am. So what are some of the things that make you unique? What sets you apart? What connects you to others? Create a space where we can connect with yourself, with others. And then another prompt was, I'm your voice, and this is what I want you to know. So like you, I'm your voice. What do I want you, the viewer or listener, to know?
Whoever,
I survived things I could never have fathomed. I'm so proud of the mom and the woman I'm becoming. You were created for a purpose. That little girl is still in you. Like, it was really, and I'm getting chills and shit just thinking about it.
I'm gonna cry just listening to you.
You have to imagine like every single one of us in that room that day have all felt like, am I doing enough? Am I enough for this little body, this little infant, this little toddler? You know, if you could leave with one word from this conference about your purpose, what would that be? What word would you choose? And that was kind of, Kate Milligan is amazing. She's from Detroit. She came to the conference as not a parent of a special needs child, but like One Girl Revolution, whatever she started, her company, it is empowering women. So they figured bringing her on would be a sense of like respite for moms that have gone through the labors of being a special needs parent. Like there's so much. And then there was another woman named Ryan, I forget, Ryan Wall, I think, and she was an LFMT, and so she came on, and that was my second breakout. So after the
I'm not texting, breakout, I'm just looking up on Instagram.
No, of course. No, and so after the first breakout, you come back, you have lunch, then there's a couple more speakers. There's what else? We had a little fashion show. So the Olivia group, the sarongs, the maxi caftans, whatever they're called, I don't know the terms, but like the whole line got modeled by those that were there with Down syndrome.
Oh, cool.
And so you see Grace walk out. You see who's the mermaid? Well, Mary Bowman. So
I was mermaid. What are we talking about?
Mermaid _Mary _Bowman, I think is her handle. She's adorable. She was a speaker last year. She also has Down syndrome, and she was one of
I'm following her. Okay, I just had to look it up. It's Mermaid _Mary Borman. And she's the triathlete. Yes.
Yeah, so like they have like the little Down syndrome celebrity crew do their whole, it was so beautiful. And then my favorite, which no shade, everyone has their own version of how they want to advocate, but I always feel like I'm a bull in a china shop when it comes to like my advocacy and my
Oh,
like
girl. Yeah.
online
Same.
presence. Like I could never love her, but I could never be her because Misty Coisander is so soft and so sweet, and like I feel like I'm
I love
aggressive.
Misty. I love Misty. I love her. She
But
is a dream. She is so well spoken,
absolutely.
so gentle,
I'm
so kind
like,
and
in my head, I'm
loving.
like, be more like her. She's so positive. Be more like her. And then I'm over
She's
here
so
like,
positive. I adore her. I aspire to be like her. I've told her that too. Like I adore her. Was she there?
No, she wasn't there. She was somewhere else this weekend, but
Okay.
she was there last year and the year before. And did get to meet her, but like part of me is like, I feel guilty that I'm not like her in the fact that I'm positive. So I identify more with Holly Simon. I love her. She is so loud and out there and in your face. Do you know who she is?
I'm looking up right now. I'm not very good with names.
No, me either. Nate from
Oh, yep, I
21
follow her too. Yep.
Nate Simon's mom. She is loud and in your face, and I love it because I don't have to feel like I have to shrink down to a certain thing just to get people to hear me.
Yes.
You know? And like one of the things she said, she's like, they're gonna kick me out of here because they don't want to hear me talk anymore. Like I just love how I don't even know the word.
Well, you can tell by oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Her son.
Nate, yeah.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you. You can tell by how like loud and proud he is that like it's worked well for her, you know. And as a fellow loudmouth and as somebody who finds it very cathartic to share, you know, the not so pretty parts of Down syndrome, and parenting as a disability and medical mom. I agree. I also find a lot of comfort in seeing that Nate wasn't, you know, I don't know, negatively impacted by yes, he is like obviously so loved and cared for and loving and successful. So yes. And oh really? And this is 21 Pineapples for everybody listening. This is their brand. Nate, I think runs it. I'm speaking, you know, kind of off the cuff. But I think it's Nate's company technically, and they do like Down syndrome, like Hawaiian shirts. They're really fun. If my husband would ever look at a Hawaiian shirt, I would buy him one.
These are his. I don't know if you could see the text, but these are his handwritten words.
Oh, okay. You'll have to send me a picture afterwards too. They collab. Oh, I see the pineapples. They collabed on the merch, is what she's showing for the listeners. Yeah. And there's little pineapples on it, which is kind of like his shtick. Like it's like all aloha, Hawaiian, fun, big, loud patterns, and like yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. Definitely go look up 21 Pineapples and Holly Simon, whose name is Hollywood 11 WOULD. I just looked it up because I am really bad at names, and I love connecting people with other fun influencers. She
was great. She always does the fashion show, and so narrates.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. So sorry. No. I was just looking it up, and it is Amy Kosmowski is the one we were talking about earlier, who is the Miss. She does beauty pageants. She's lovely. Oh my gosh, I was trying to see where she was the. Oh, here it is. Miss DE is DE Delaware. Yes, Delaware.
Delaware. Yeah.
Yes, and she won. Yeah, the Miss Teen Delaware, whatever, last year or 2 years ago, I think. Oh, so cool. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
And well, that was really it. Like, so they do that fashion show. All of the adults and like spokespeople with Down syndrome, they do their whole fashion show. I think I incorporated a still of them, like not a still, a live photo of them like fist pumping in the air on the stage. It was really cute. And then once they're done with that, then we have a second breakout session. That was when I went to the Ryan Wall session, where she spoke about self-care and filling your cup, because if you're empty, you can't fill anyone else's cup. And there was a really sweet mom that I connected with now after the fact, where she had said that, you know, she gets touched out and her daughter was in pain and just wanted hugs, and she felt guilty and she felt terrible for saying, I can't right now. Mommy's body, is overwhelmed or whatever. So she started crying when she was sharing. And so like 17 hands raised, like they wanted to like give her help and give her reassurance that she was good. And then one of the things, I'd raised my hand and I said, look, you're not an asshole, because she had said, oh, I feel like such an asshole. I feel like I'm doing such.
I relate to that. Yeah.
Because like if I feel that way too, even with my neurotypical son. I'm like, okay, mommy wants a timeout right now. He's like, oh, and then I get sad. But it's like
Addie communicates a lot by screaming, like it's yells and screams. And she also does touching and stuff, but for whatever reason, whatever goes on in my brain, that doesn't overstimulate me nearly as much. She like stims on my hair and that's fine and stuff. I don't know. But like her screams sometimes, I'm so overwhelmed that it makes me want to scream, and then I have to like
count,
take a deep breath. So I completely, sometimes I'm so overwhelmed by the screaming, and so I completely relate to this mom. I completely get it.
Oh, and totally. I did too. And so that's when I said I contributed to the group speak. And I said, look, my therapist right now, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to recharge yourself to feel. And like, that's basically the whole premise of the whole conference is recharge your batteries. So you are 100% for your family, like you matter too. I know you're go for your kid all the time, but self-care is not nails and massages. Sometimes it's recharging your batteries with other moms that are like you. Recharging your like self-talk, your positive self-talk. Because the negative self-talk will get you nowhere. And like that was the main takeaway from that. Plus, the seeing how successful these kids now adults are, like Madison, like Nate, like Amy, like Grace, like Lauren, like just because one asshole doctor is, sorry, I forget if I can cuss on this thing. Some jerk doctor said, oh, well, they may not get married, or they may not do this, or they may not, like, how about, and that's the whole thing about last year's theme was Madison's campaign had come out about assume I can, so I will. Like that was when that came out at the same time.
With Cores Down, if anybody hasn't seen that, it's amazing. You probably, if you're listening to this podcast, you've probably seen it. It's the one where she drinks the margarita and cusses and lives on her own. It's like an ad kind of, or a PSA, I guess. And she says, assume I can, and maybe I will. And I just got chills just even saying it. It's one of my favorite videos ever. I am the biggest Madison Tevlin stan. I am obsessed with her since I saw Champions in theaters. I guess that was like 3 years ago now.
100% her character is her. Like that is, she didn't have to act. It was her.
She has a podcast. She would be a dream podcast guest. Oh my God. I love her podcast. I'm obsessed.
Well, if you her mom was there. I'm sure you could rub elbows. Like,
girl, next year. Dear mom, have it on a weekend where I'm not in finals, because I'll be almost done with nursing school next year this time.
They already have a date.
Oh, I'll have to go look. Okay.
April 17th, 2027.
2027, that's crazy. Yeah, I'll have I think 3 months left of nursing school at that point. I'll be almost done. So hopefully. And I would love to meet you in person as well.
Absolutely. I mean, geez. Like,
yes.
And that's the thing about it is, so I saw Hollis Hammond again, the Holding Moonbeams account, who her son just turned 9 yesterday. I'd been friends with her, like I told you on the previous episode, is that I'd been friends with her since Dax was about 3 or 4 months old, before my stroke. And I finally met her in person at my first conference. So this is my third, 26. So 2024, I finally met her in person. She just met somebody she had loved and been friends with online since 2018, this past weekend. So
I love that.
I think it's so cool to connect us all from different areas of the country, and then to like still be connected so many years later, and then you finally meet in person. I think that's
yes, it's huge. Some of my best friends, I'll shout them out, Andrea, Tiffany, and Becca, are moms that I met in our we had kids within the same, I don't know, maybe 5 months ish. Their kids just turned 4.
Oh.
Addie's a little bit younger. She turns 4 next month. And so our kids are all the same age. And they're in Florida, Kansas, and Kentucky. Don't quote me on that. They're all kind of a blur to me, that part of the country. And we talk daily. Maybe, yeah. We talk daily, and we met each other at the DSCN retreats finally, and like we have a group chat that's been going on for years and years at this point. Like, you meet amazing people online, and to be able to meet them in person also is just like, I'll probably cry the first time I meet you, because at some point we will. Oregon and California, it's a long drive or a silly flight, either way, but we'll meet at some point. But yes, it's amazing. Like, I cannot recommend enough to anybody listening to this. If you have the opportunity to go to Dear Mom, to DSCN, to NDSS, to NDSC, to, I know I'm missing some, any of these retreats.
Your regional center, if there's a local one next to you, because honestly, they might know.
Yes, DSNO, which is the Oregon Down Syndrome Network of Oregon. It's based out of Portland, so we do a lot of stuff with them, but it is about 2 hours away from us. So like, it's like we don't do like the day stuff, but I've gone with them on their yearly mom. It's like at the coast, at the Oregon coast, like a retreat. And it's not nearly as, fancy or anything. There's not speakers. It's more of like a respite retreat. Even that is amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so worth it. So find out if you have a local whatever in your area. If not, like, try to make one. I've been trying to set one up where I live, a couple hours south of Portland, like not a retreat, but like a group. And I've been trying to do like, we've done a couple coffee meetups and park dates and stuff like that. Like anything helps recharge your battery when you are constantly parenting in a different way than most people.
And running on fumes to do it. Yeah.
Running on fumes. Yes. As much as like we can pretend, or like not even pretend, as much as we can be like strong and doing everything for our kids and stuff, it would be a lie to say it's not exhausting. And it is so recharging. We've said this so many times in this conversation, but it's so recharging to meet with other parents that are doing the same thing and are also exhausted on a different level, because it is a different level. It's a different level to be worried about your child's literal life and safety constantly, or about, for kids that are maybe more stable than my daughter, who actually is very stable right now. She's like the healthiest she's ever been in her little 4 years, but still, which is great, knock on wood. But but like, even who are just worried about milestones and others treating them with respect and dignity and basics. Like, it's just something that other parents don't deal with. So,
and
it's
the benefit of being
parents are doing this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the benefit of being in groups like that and seeing other people's struggles too is that, like, I saw that you had liked or reposted a Instagram post, and I want to comment on it on here.
I was going to say, so many.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But like, there's one that really, really struck me this morning, and I saw that the inclusion effect was on it. And I said, it says, access to care should not depend on how well a caregiver can navigate the broken system. And that is the number one conversation topic I have with other moms of similar age kids, because like we've always said, it's not our kid that makes this hard. It's the access to all of the other crap they need, their basic stuff.
Yes. I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to tell a quick anecdote about that, and then I want to encourage you to tell yours about going to court. So access to, some are more accessible than others, but access to supports is a huge issue in the disability community. And Addie, I've been very fortunate. We live in a state that we don't have, paid parent caregivers, unfortunately. That's something I've been posting about lately. But we do have a lot of other really accessible supports and stuff. When I was it wasn't when Addie was in the NICU, she got released and then came back. And so she was in the peds floor technically, but she was still a baby. They set us up with Medicaid because I knew that we made too much to qualify. And so I hadn't even tried, and I didn't realize that she got it because she was disabled, for example. They set me up with that when she was very young. Thank God, because she accrued a lot of medical bills very fast. Things like that. We've been very lucky to have her early interventions and her therapies all mostly paid for. It just takes our time and stuff like that. We've been very fortunate. When Addie was 2, I want to say, she's completely tube fed. She does not swallow anything orally. It was January 2024, I believe. So she randomly just didn't receive her shipment of her feeding supplies. And this was like the day after New Year's. Yes. And it was this whole thing. They said that it was issues with both her DME, which is Aviana. We do not use Aviana anymore. Do not use them if you can avoid it. But with Aviana, but also with insurance. Insurance was saying it wasn't medically indicated that she needed it, which that's insane. And then Aviana didn't communicate with us that her insurance had told them they weren't approving it anymore, so they just didn't ship it. Whole thing. I ended up talking to the president of Aviana, who's no longer with them anymore. But I spent days doing nothing except calling them, posting on social media, having others tag and share, and be bugging them basically until I got to talk to them. And when I was talking to her at Aviana, one of the higher ups, my point was that I was very fortunate. I was able to go. I literally dropped my kids off at grandma's house 2 days in a row, and I went home, and all I did was bombard them because Addie was going to have to end up in the hospital when we ran out of supplies. That's what was going to happen because she cannot eat by mouth. And all I did was bombard them online, on the phone, on chat, everything. And if I had been having to work a full-time job, because these were weekdays, I couldn't have done that. If English was not my first language, I couldn't have done that. If I did not have Wi-Fi, I couldn't have done that. If I did not have social media accounts, I couldn't have done that. If I myself was disabled, I couldn't possibly have not done that. You know what I mean? Right. All of those things were a privilege that I could do. And if somebody couldn't, and I told her all these things, because if somebody couldn't do those things, their child was supposed to end up in the hospital.
Hungry. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It should not have taken all of those things that I was just lucky about to be able to have gotten her feeding supplies delivered. And it's just ridiculous. Your ability to access these supports should not be the determining factor if your child gets these supports. And I know you are a prime example and a great advocate for that, because you have taken your local school district to court 2 or 3 times? Twice. Okay. Twice. I know one time you had threatened it, so maybe 3 threats, 2 actual.
Number 2 was threatened. Yeah.
Yes. Because so go ahead. Tell us about that.
It floors me. It's like, I'm sorry, my son elopes. My son is formula fed. My son is not potty trained. How on earth are you expecting him to, and my son's nonverbal and he signs. How are you going to communicate with my child if you're not going to teach the one-on-one aid working with him ASL? It baffles me that they fight you and they fight you and they fight. Oh, well, that's not within our school policy. Show me the language. Show me the physical policy where you don't do this. And if you don't do this, this is not based. There was one IEP advocate I followed that I saw this post the other day. If you don't do this, my son needs this. How are you going to make his needs, his unmet needs, a part of his IEP? Because I don't care about Joe Schmo down the street. His needs are different than my son's needs.
Yes.
So how are you going to make it so that you meet the needs of all of the children that are enrolled in your school?
Was it Destiny Huff, IEP advocate? She just posted something about
it is.
Yes, yep, I love her. We were just shouting out everybody in this episode.
Please.
I adore her. She is an amazing advocate. Yes, go ahead.
Your followers need to hear this because they need to know. If you don't know, you don't know what you can fight for. We were going through.
If you don't know what you don't know.
No. So my stepdaughter, side note, she's typical, but she is behind a good couple of years. She was a COVID kid, Chromebook learning. Her mom's not involved very much in her school studies. So she's like a 5th grader going into 6th grade with a 3rd grade reading level. So we're trying.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for me advocating for Daxton, I would never have known what to advocate for her to go through in school. So we're following the steps now with an IEE. We're following the steps now with a full psychological educational evaluation, just so we know what she's got. But the parents that don't know to fight for these things don't know that the school district, if you disagree with them, you're allowed to get a second opinion outside of school. If you don't agree with something they've said or their placement, you're allowed to say, okay, well, if you don't agree, I want somebody that's not biased, that's not paid by the district to evaluate my kid and to figure out if you're telling the truth or if you're just trying to skimp by on funding.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah,
it's not anything against our kids. It's just them trying to hold on to every single dollar they can, which I can't really blame them for, but
no.
Do what
these are all systemic issues that trickle down and affect our kids in the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like that's one of the reasons why I'm like, yes, go Anna with you trying to like take down everybody's like the wording escapes me, but when I'm overwhelmed and I'm excited about something, when you're posting about IDEA, when you're posting about all of these things politically and how having a kid or being disabled is political because they're coming for our stuff. They're coming for our basic rights. They're coming for the things that we already have to fight for.
Yep.
We've already had, like, how many times have we had to fight? When was the most recent one? 97? Where we had law put into place where they can't take away something for our kids? Or me? I feel so embarrassed. Yeah. Oh, side note. At the conference, when Audrey and Jeremy were interviewing me, they stopped me. I was like one of their first. They stopped me and they interviewed me. It was really cute. And I was so nervous and fangirling too, because I love them. And so they're like, Audrey asked me, she's like, so do you know anyone disabled? And I was like, of course, my son. So I assumed that's what they meant. But I was like, the first thought that came to my head was, well, I am too. But then I also feel like a super imposter syndrome when it comes to that, because it's like, I am technically disabled. There are things that I have deficits with, like speech being one of them, the cognition of word finding, like neurofog at the end of the day. So it's I feel guilty saying I'm disabled in front of a room full of other people disabled. So it's like, oh my God, am I an imposter? Am I actually disabled? But like they obviously
invisible disabilities. I think people with invisible disabilities struggle with that a lot. And I do think you said it, but I'll just say it one more time. You had a stroke a couple of years ago.
I had 3.
3. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that too. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. And you were pretty young and it was totally unexpected because I knew you before that, I think, didn't I? That was since I've known you. Yeah. Or like, was it after or you just posted about it a lot?
That October after my stroke. Because that was.
So you just posted about it a lot, so I felt like I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is an invisible disability. It is. So I think that's a really common feeling for people who, Down syndrome is easily identifiable. You can see somebody who has Down syndrome and know that immediately. And that's, that comes with negative and positive things. Just like having an invisible disability. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a really common feeling.
But like that was the thing. They had interviewed me and I was like, oh yeah, me too. I had a stroke. But it's like, we're here for Down syndrome. My person with Down syndrome is my son. Like he's right here.
Yes.
I feel stupid. But
no.
But like that's the thing. It's like our rights should not be contingent on our ability to fight for them.
Yes. I agree.
And that's the biggest takeaway from that for me.
Yeah, I agree. I've always been, as a person, very, very political and very, very left-leaning. And until, recent administrations, I did not feel like it was as intertwined, I guess, which maybe is, again, coming from a place of privilege, especially before I had Addie. It was definitely coming from a place of privilege. So I didn't post about it as much intertwining with disability rights. Yeah. Disability rights have always been political. And now I don't know how anybody
in our world.
separates them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody can separate them at this point. I
Yeah.
don't understand. And I get that you want brand deals, or like, not even, I don't know, that was kind of negative, but like, I get that, like, if you post about like politics, you're not as brand friendly, you're not as deal friendly, stuff like that. I don't know. I cannot separate the two. I cannot
And
separate them. And
for me,
I'm very
as
proud of
far as
so
it's
many.
not really for myself, like,
Yes. And I'm so proud of so many of my friends who have much bigger followings than me that have spoken out. Like, so proud, because I know it is hard, especially when you do make a living on social media. Like, I totally get that. It is really, it's hard. It's a risk.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important. So yeah.
Yeah, Ashley, case in point, right there. Like, she's got an amazing following, and there are so many things that she's posted that go against the political grain. Like, it's aspiring for me. Like, it's aspirational.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So,
okay, Jaycie, thank you so much for getting on here and sharing about Dear Mom. Is there anything, what was your biggest takeaway, I guess, from the weekend? I know there's so many. I know it's a huge question. Is there anything else you want to leave us with?
I'd done like a top 5. I had posted that TikTok about it, but basically that you're gonna be okay. You're always gonna be okay. Everything is figure outable. Like, there's always something that's gonna come up, and if it's not this, it would be something else. So for me, that was the whole thing, is like, soak up their smile, soak up the sweet small moments. And like, there were moments, so Dax doesn't sleep through the night. He comes into our bed, and he will sleep literally in between me and my husband. And then when I wake up in the morning, he goes, "Ma," and like puts his hand on my face, and he goes, and he kisses my cheek. Like, those are the moments, right? Like, break my heart at 6:30 in the morning, whatever. But like, those are the things that recharge us. Take those and hold on to those, because that's the whole purpose of this.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I think that's amazing. I think that's a great takeaway. It can be easy to get overwhelmed by things just being hard, and at the end of the day, we just need to enjoy our kids the best we can, because they are amazing. Yeah, I love that. Ugh. Okay, Jaycie, thank you so much for hopping on here and talking with me about Dear Mom Conference. I always adore talking to you. Do you want to tell us where everybody can find you?
I am at, I botched this the last time. I am at Mrs.Conley. Wait, I gotta double check it before I do this, because I screwed it up last time. You fixed it, though. Thank you.
Yes.
Edit this out. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm at Mrs.Conley_213 on Instagram, or on TikTok, I am Jaycie Conley.
Perfect. And I'll put that in the show notes as well. To everybody listening, if you've made it this far, please follow, leave me 5 stars, and share this podcast with a friend or two. Also, follow along on social media. My TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are at The Inclusion Effect. And thank you so much to everyone for helping me build this community of passionate advocates. Talk to you guys next time.